Now the stage goes to Anish. Anish, looking forward for introduction and please share your wisdom with us.
Uh, yeah, thank you so much for the introduction, Shivam. Uh, Great to be here, right? I think let me give you a quick intro about myself as well. Uh, so I did my aerospace engineering from Manipal, right? Uh, and right after I joined the US-based funds, where we're looking at aerospace and defense sectors in India. This was, pre sort of uh, emergence of the defense sector in India as well, right? Where not a lot of companies were building, or there are not a lot of policies that were lucrative, right? So, along the same line, started my own venture. It's called Drone Stacks, where we used to sort of procure and sort of a discovery platform for drone manufacturers based out of India and US. Uh, so, been an interesting journey. Recently exited that venture, and right now I am at 100 unicorns. So, a bit about 100 unicorns. We are an early stage accelerator funds, investing anywhere from pre-seed, looking all the way from idea stage all the way up to pre-series A, right? Sector agnostic, right? Uh, yeah, so that's a little bit me about and what I do. So the fund I'm primarily involved at sourcing companies, helping support the portfolio companies with the business expansion, looking at market expansion, different channels for growth, and any of the support that they require. Right. Uh,
Can we have a quick introduction, like what we are doing, and just a quick introduction about ourselves? So let's start with Bharat Bhole. Bharat, would you like to give a quick introduction?
Hi, good evening, everyone. Yeah, can you guys hear me?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, okay. So myself, Bharat, I'm from Bangalore. I've been working as an IT project manager. The last job was from Ericsson, and prior to that, I was with Goldman Sachs. So I'm taking a year break this year to build my own company. It's called as Hypnotech, Hypnotech.vip. I'm planning to build a VIP networking platform.
Everyone. So this is Navni. Sorry, I can't come on camera, so I'll just continue this way. So I've been in the tech industry for 16 years, and now I'm doing my own startup. And like part of my work experience took me to some international assignments in Dubai and Singapore. And I kind of face the issues NRI face firsthand when getting something done in India, some kind of service or task, responsibilities or duties. So I'm building a platform for NRIs to get access to high quality service partners in India, and building the platform to ensure that we are part of the journey throughout the entire life cycle of the service and handhold them through the entire process.
My name is Abhijit Krishna. So basically, I'm actually building all-in-one cryptocurrency platform that combines trading, NFT marketplace, and tax management tools, and also it supports multi-chain functionality. So the goal is to simplify the users for both beginners and as well as the advanced users while maintaining the top-tier security and affordability.
Hello everyone, myself Fadal Mishra and I am from Lucknow, Uttar Pradesh. Currently, I am building a meme sharing platform. So nowadays, today, meme sharing landscape is very fragmented across many of the social media platforms. So currently working on that and building up a dedicated platform for meme sharing and meme enthusiasts.
Hi, myself Snehal Srivastava. Currently, I am a second year student at I'm pursuing BSc Honors Computer Science from Shahi Sukhdev College of Business Studies. So basically, I have like an interest in building like tech startups. So currently, I am interning at a startup named as Jodi AI. So we are at very pre stage. So we are building our AI system for recruitment services. So yeah, that is something which we are developing, and we will be launching at around 20th of June.
So my name is Mudit. I come from the city called Faridabad. So at the moment I'm in a very early stage. I'm trying to build a marketplace which connects artisans with artisans to customers. where the goal of the project is to empower artisans, enhance consumer experience, leverage technology for verification, as well as make the experience in a way where people can experience the art in their house very well. So that's what I'm trying to build.
Kishan Sakri, I'm basically from Mysore, Karnataka, and we are currently working on a product, something from the healthcare product. So that comes into our radiology digital twinning that we are doing, and we are currently uh, still under process, and by the end of this month, we'll be completing it. So yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Uh, yeah, I think this was super helpful to understand. Some pretty interesting ideas out there, right? Uh, so, when I first sort of conceptualized my first company, right, there's a clear sort of business model canvas which I had to develop, right? Uh, I think uh, the first is the value proposition, right? When you look at, say, how are you adding value to the customers, right? Are customers willing to pay for it? Or is there instant and long-term use for it? Uh, so I think basically when you are starting out, you have to look at four sort of key things. That is who, why, how, and where, right? So when you're talking about who's your target audience? Are you going direct to consumers? Are you going direct to businesses? Uh, so I think that sort of segregates most of the companies into B2C and B2B. Uh, right. So also when you look at say businesses in general, are you catering to small and medium businesses? Are you looking at enterprises? Or are you looking at merchants, retailers? So a whole different sort of market segmentation before trying to understand who your ideal customer is. Right. On the consumer side, you have to look at age, income group, what geography you're catering to, what gender you're catering to. Um, so at an idea stage, you might have just the niche users, but that will slowly expand as you build and grow. But when you sort of look at the value proposition, it should be very clear on how the customers are going to use. Are they going to like it? Is it arising out of a need, or is it so? Just to put this into perspective, is it a problem first product, or is it sorry, your ideas should be problem first and not product first, right? Because when you look at say a problem first product, there's definitely need for the product. But when you look at a product first company, it's good to have so you look at the big MNCs, right? When you look at say Coca-Cola, they started with their original Coke originals, then they went to cherry, vanilla, and so on. So that's a product first company. But when you look at a problem first company, you can look at any other large enterprises out there, which started out like Google's, Meta, Apple, who are genuinely out there to solve a problem. Uh, right? And that's how you differentiate on your category that you fall in, right? So I think next is how. Uh, yeah, so you have your idea out there. You have identified your target market. You, you gotta put up your first MVP, right? So MVP is the minimum viable product that can go out to the customers before you sort of work and reiterate on it. MVP could be as basic as just a feature, right? There's obviously gonna be a long developmental growth for the next set of features or any other services that you sort of roll out. But initially, you have to look at one main big problem that you're solving and sort of get started. I think this is where most companies sort of fall through because uh, you know there could be a lot of reasons, delaying the MVP, just building features on features. So your first product doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to go into the hands of the consumers, and then you get feedback, iterate, and sort of build on that. Uh, I think the rest can come after, how how you're building revenues. It could be different sort of model. It could be a subscription-based platform. It could be a freemium. It could be a one-time sale. So there's a lot of experimentation that usually happens at an early stage, right? And along with, sort of revenue, you got to identify how much the customer is willing to pay for it. Right. So you look at when you're looking at market, you sort of look at all the available products out there. Are people willing to pay a premium, or are people actually willing to pay for the service or the product that you provide? Uh, so once you sort of identify this, then it becomes a little easier because you've identified your target segment, you've identified what the customers are using, what the customers are not using. Uh, for example, when you look at, say, how many of you use Reddit here? I see one hand, I see two hands. Uh, yep. So what Reddit has been able to build, right? Uh, the strong community, the strong network, and the strong distribution, which they have been able to build over time, which you can't find over Instagram, Facebook, or any other platform, right? So no matter how bad the interface is, right, people still use it, right? And they have developed the interface over years and years of experimentation, what the users are doing on the app, um, right? So it's got to be a problem first. So Reddit, when it started out as uh, it started something like a Twitter platform where people are just commenting, sort of tweeting, and now it's gone to a whole different level of real time uncensored, uh, you know as someone mentioned, accurate data, right? uh, so yeah, so these are a couple of things that you should look at, when you're building out your first product. Simple to use, low to sort of no initial cost for the user, right? Because say you're building an app that is only available in the Play Store or App Store, or you have to or the customer has to buy an entirely different device. So I think that's a huge hurdle in adoption. So you should probably uh, uh, comment. Yeah, yeah. So you should probably look at as easy to use as possible, right? And also, when your customers first use a product, it has to be sort of instant. It has to provide instant value, and it has to provide ongoing value, right? What I mean by that is when you order from, say, Zepto, right? When you first downloaded Zepto, it was to get a 10-minute or a 15-minute delivery, right? And you kept using again and again. So it was instant and ongoing, and that's how you sort of build on your LTV as well. And along with that, the final piece would be ecosystem. Uh, so building an ecosystem around your product, adding features to it. Uh, so I think once you have this combination, with a strong strong, sort of model, and that's how uh, you know might be on a successful journey.
Let's say if there is anyone who has to think like how to introduce business model, okay, what kind of business model works? So what do you think how they should approach it?
There could be multiple ideas, right? So I think the best, what has worked for me is write it down on a piece of paper and sort of see if it's relevant. Is it coming from a personal problem? Are many sort of people facing this problem, right? And how big is the target market for it? right? Because say for example, a simple problem that you might face every day, right? It might be a very personal problem, but it not be applicable to say 90% of the population or even 95% of the population. So that sort of builds out a very niche market. So when Nike started, they were primarily looking at athletic shoes, right? Uh, so there were a lot of athletic shoes out there, and these shoes were mostly made for track, right? On track, what happens is you don't have gravel, you don't have sticks, you don't have stones, which could lead to a lot of injuries. So Nike started by just modifying the shoe a bit and positioning it as an athletic shoe for everyone or all-purpose shoe. So and then they slowly expanded, bringing Michael Jordan and so on, and you know the story. I think the next part is on how you're gonna build revenue in the company, right? Are people gonna pay for it? Uh, and how much can you command? Is so that again depends on how good the idea is or how good the product is. Is the innovation that good? People might be willing to pay a premium for it, right? On the other hand, you also have costs, right? How much can you sort of bear uh, before sort of bringing company to profitability? Right. So there could be a lot of expenses looking at marketing, looking at tech development, app development, or distribution in some cases. Uh, right. Also, you got to figure out who is gonna, how are you gonna sell the product? How are you reach your target customers? So for a say D2C company, right? You can look at quick commerce, e-commerce, selling through your own website, selling through partners, selling through retail stores, shop in shop model, uh, or looking at different outlets. Uh, so again, you got to figure out how is your customer going to find you, or how are you going to find your customers? Conversely, um, and that has to be a very sort of cheap, efficient way to reach your customers. You can't be spending, say, you can't be spending 5,000 rupees to acquire a customer when the product is just for 200 rupees, right? That won't. I mean, you can do it for initially, but you'll just run out of capital. So that's not a very efficient way to go about it. Yeah.
So
So
I got your point. So I got a point. So there is a person called Binu Matthew has raised a hand.
yeah.
So, Binu, have any questions? Like, what do you want to discuss?
Yeah, thank you so much for the opportunity. Nice hearing you guys out. I'm in a B2B space, especially in the education field, a new innovation I'm trying to take to market. So something that I'm kind of finding as a challenge, I don't know if you're very familiar with the B2B space, is the fact that I'm finding it difficult to build credibility with my customers. So because I'm a new guy, the market has seen so many different ed tech products and things like that. How is there something you think I could do better to kind of ensure that the customers feel confident? Okay, this guy will be there for some time. This is all of them love the product, but then they're not sure about kind of investing, or is it just an excuse? How do we kind of differentiate all that, or probably pan through that initial space? I keep hearing networking, connect up with partners who probably sell books into things. There are different methodologies people keep suggesting, but have you ever come across something like this? Is there any suggestions or guidance you have on capturing your first few customers? I think that's my key question.
So can you give me an idea of the product as well?
Yeah, so what I do is basically trying to make kids play and learn in a safe environment. When I say safe environment, we create a multi-sensory approach. So they can hear, they can see, and they can touch and play on games without a screen. Because today, when you look at digital content, It is given through a screen. It's either a computer, a tablet, mobile phone, interactive panels, which is the new thing that's there in all the schools. But at the end of the day, all of them emits light, which is bad for the eyes for the kids, especially the younger foundational years, right? So I kind of use a projector, and we've made a sensor which can detect touches directly on the wall. And since the kids are looking at reflected light, there's no problem for the eyes. It's like how we look at anything around us, the sunlight kind of thing. So we use a projector, but till today, the thing with projectors was like, even if you want to do something on the projector, it's the teacher or the child has to do something on a computer or on a mobile device for something to happen on the screen. But now we've kind of changed that game a bit. Here, the kids can directly interact with the projected image, allowing them, and we've made educational content in math, Hindi, Kannada, because I'm from Bangalore, the local language, and EVS and everything that comes around that syllabus. Yeah.
Got it.
So basically, what's happening, just to give you a sense, when I go, kids obviously love it because it's play for them. It's a lot of fun for them. What I'm seeing in the couple of schools that I've done as a pilot is that they kind of love it as well because it's becoming very easy on the teachers. The burden on the teachers is reduced. It's very easy for them to just bring the kids to the room, and then the kids are playing and the learning just happens so much more without effort on the teacher. Because I'm using a lot of voice and sounds like that, we are seeing that the quality of pronunciation, the usage of words among the kids and all that is improving dramatically. So all of these are kind of improving the retention and the quality of education that's being provided at that place. However, I have testimonials. I don't have a lot of money. I'm bootstrapped to kind of do the kind of marketing and create a lot of noise. And I'm very targeted because I can't spread my wings and do a lot of sales around in my catchment. Yeah, I've been talking. Thank you. Sorry. I hope you got what I do.
Yeah, I think that was pretty helpful to understand. I think there are a lot of companies in the past that have sort of gone out to these schools, built out interactive boards, with projectors as well. Right. I'm sure your product is very different from the existing products in the market. So one of the reasons why your customers might be hesitant is the upfront cost. Because projector and this technology might be super expensive from what I understand that you're doing. So that could be one of the reasons. Second reason is, when parents say send a kid to school, they're looking at no or low digital time, right? So this could be one of the two reasons that there might be some sort of negative feedback or hesitancy to adopt the product. But what you can do is go through partners who are sort of actively sort of bundle your product and sell it further. You can look at that as well.
Sure, Anish. Thank you. Thank you so much. We'll keep it. Yeah, thank you.
Like, I have one question, what is the minimum dimension that is required to set this up? Like, I'm talking from a commercialization perspective. Is it 10 feet by 10 feet or, right? And then you can also come up with like smart tables with your integrated solution on it and sell that as a product. So I think what you are building is something, step into the future kind of environment. So I think the more places it reaches, I think it will a higher success rate you might have it.
Yeah, thank you, Bharat. I think that's on the line now. So my industry, although I'm focusing on education, is around computer vision. So I'm using deep tech or whatever. That's how it kind of gets classified, I guess. But at the end of the day, I think I strongly agree with your point about getting into across many schools. But the challenge that I'm facing is it's also the more I go to the market, I'm realizing that there is a network among the schools. It is about getting money and getting them goodies and freebies, and that's how they just go ahead and do it. I could be totally wrong about what I'm understanding. Maybe it's just my first touch understanding. But yeah, I was just trying to see if you all share any experiences or if you all are familiar with this space kind of a thing. But yeah, thank you so much.
I have made this product for the HR purpose to hire, to find and screen. But the users, what are coming, what are the value, like demand is from the student side or the job side. They want to understand what are the problems in the resume and how they can stand out.
Mm. Mm.
So how should I place this as a should I go into a HR sector only, or should I make another complete setup for the students or to know about and give a like a example of resume screen like testing and like a lead code?
So have any HRs used your product?
Yeah, I have tested with around 15 HRs. They have tested more than 500 resume and as a pilot, and even we have currently going talk with Infosys, KPMG, and TCS consultancy HRs.
Okay. So I think the problem is I think on the two sides of the coin, right? One with the students on how to sort of build effective resumes, and on the second end with the HRs, right? To sort of screen their profile. Um, so we have invested in a company called Unstop that does exactly the same, right? So identifying, so it's both a student and an enterprise platform which looks at sort of screening candidates right from resume to assessments to test, and from the enterprise perspective to easily manage candidates and the processes as well. Uh, so I think in this ecosystem of when you're looking at students, freshers, and HRs, uh, I think both students and recruiters go hand in hand, right? Uh,
My question is actually around the GTM strategy, right? So as I explained earlier, we are building our product primarily with NRI service needs in mind. Okay, and I've been an NRI in the past, so I've lived in UAE for more than 2 years, in Singapore for more than a year. But that's just my personal network, right? So I can start reaching out to people and educate them about what we are building and how we can help them. But then beyond that, we need some, at least in the initial stage, low cost measures to build visibility for our service and the brand, right? So I would like to understand if there are any good Indian startups who have actually done a decent job of bringing or building visibility for their service for the global Indian consumer. For example, one startup that comes to mind is Pocket FM. I think they have consumers all across the world because they are multilingual and people across the world, I think, use them. But are there any other good examples, and are there any other suggestions either the hosts or any of the people on the call can point out that will help us reach out to customers better? So we have some referral engines and those kind of things, but the initial critical mass that you need to acquire, for that we are looking for some ideas.
So I think what I have seen personally in the NRI ecosystem is word of mouth, uh, and through strong referrals network, communities out in the US, right? So that has worked out very well for a lot of companies uh, who are into service sort of based businesses. Uh, but not a lot of companies have been able to scale, looking at effectively targeting NRIs. Right. I think one of the reasons is, again, right, one of the challenges that you are facing, reaching out to the right customers at a reasonable cost. So yeah, definitely an interesting problem to look at.
See, I am actually trying to understand how do you adapt your business model in highly regulated and volatile sectors like crypto and fintech. And also, I want to understand, is there any best ways to test customer willingness to pay without having a live product?
So you can customer willingness to pay. Is it?
Yes. How?
So you can look at other platforms, right, who have been operating in the space for a while. Our customers, how are the customers paying? What are their business models? So, and then you can go on about replicating it.
See, the current systems which I see is obviously there are a couple of other companies such as Binance and all, but this is too complicated for the new users. Now, however, if you look at a couple of other companies, Indian companies or some companies, people don't trust us because because of recent issues which has happened over their platform. I've also faced many other problems. So one of the when anyone talks about crypto, the word which comes to their mind is it is for money laundering. So our motto is to change this and give them access to a digital currency. Now, doing something of what Binance did is something which is huge. We cannot do without any fundings. So I'm trying to understand whether they are trying to willing to pay if we don't have a live product. So that's something has been a challenge for us.
So when you look at the market trends on crypto platforms, how they make revenue is through transaction.
Yes.
Right. And maybe some additional fee for advisory or AI trends or any other features, premium features that they would like to use. So, and you should also look at say what is the percent split of users that on Binance that are opting for these premium features. So you'll get a clear sense of how many users are paying, what is the ratio of paying users to, if you want to look at the market. But otherwise, after your launch, you can look at A/B testing. If
all these platforms have an average of around 8 to 10% of the existing customer who are actually converting to premium users. Now, however, if I do the calculation, keeping on 3 to 5%, considering we're still launching, we will somehow make money. So we have different ideas apart from what they are actually providing. But however, we are currently not sure whether we have to come up with our MVP and then actually think about this, or do all those research and then launch our MVP.
So I think it's best to evaluate, what kind of revenue model you're going to be building, right, before sort of launching anything, because that will just save up a lot of your time, a lot of your cost, right? And how are you sort of different from other platforms? Why would customers want to use your platform over, say, Binance or other players out there?
I want to add one more thing. You can do one thing which is casually going in the market. Like just make a web page, like a website page of 3 to 4 pages, and add up a link form and ask as a pre-access, or you can do in a terms of linking form, asking about their problems, what they are facing, and for what the features they needed to. That can be a better way to evaluate your things.
Understood. Point taken, Abdul. Thank you. And I still have a couple of questions. If we get any time in the end, I'll again come back and ask.
Thank you. Thanks for the call. We can have next session in coming week where we can discuss more things. So I hope you all loved the session and really enjoyed it and learned a lot from Anish.